that was, let's see, chapter
9.
9?
Yeah,
I read chapter 8, okay.
Yep.
So we're gonna look at the pictures really quick, and let's see, I already showed you guys this. My Nona, my mama, Nona again, Nona, Nana, same thing. And, ouch, my family. On my mother's side, this is my great-grandmother, Anna. One of my surnames, I'm named after her. And our whole family. And this guy, he's an Egyptian, African. I heard he was a very nice man, so he's part of my family, so I have that heritage in me as well. My house in Jersey that I lived at, the school, me and my hubby, it was our anniversary, me and my baby, both my babies, my husband and my baby. And, let's see, Nana's mom, Anna, is the bride, top, quite the scandal then, Italians and Sicilians marrying, was a faux pas. Her brothers and sisters, 23 total, not all pictured, Joselina, Josemina, Josephina, you get the idea. Not very original, huh? The gentleman bottom row furthest right, like I said, is part Egyptian and Sicilian. I have African blood in my heritage, cool beans. One of the homes I lived in on Union Street, back right window was my room. The garage was where Nana, or Nona, however you want to pronounce it, it's fine. And I made our stage. I would dance and sing and, you know, pretend. Limburg grade school, that's where I went. Looks nothing like this now, it's true. It Must Be Love. This was at Carluccio's Italian restaurant in Las Vegas. I think it closed down. My Aunt Diane and Uncle Paul took us out for our 5th wedding anniversary. At the time, we loved Disney films. Can you guess which one we're emulating? You know. There's a noodle right there, Lady in the Tramp, right? This is our son taking care of me when I was very sick. He always snuggled up with me and got whatever I needed. So if I don't know, if I needed water, milk, whatever, I wasn't feeling too good. I felt heavy all the time, kind of like how I feel now. You know, the stuff that they're dispensing in our atmosphere, it makes all the skin sag. It's horrible. Up here too, it's horrible. Sometimes he would dance and jump around and make me smile. He did, it was so cute. My husband and our son, there was always music of some kind in our home. My husband was working on a music score that earned him an Emmy nomination in 2004. Our wee one decided to crawl underneath and join in. Aren't they cute? I think they look cute. Hold on, I gotta shift here. This is starting to bother me. Ow. Okay. Mom was a bit of a daredevil at times. This is her skydiving. Yep. My mom's amazing. Yeah, I'm pretty adventurous, but this is wouldn't be something I'd try. Kudos to you, Mom. I'm still working on the Ferris wheel heights issues. I got over that. And Mom was such a beauty in her high school grad photo. I'm in both shots. Baby me left. You can see my strawberry blonde hair in the original shot. Embryo me right. Mom was a couple months pregnant with me. Apparently, that Easter was very fertile. It's hard to see these. Hold on. Maybe I can full focus. Anyway, that's me. That's my mom. That's my mom skydiving. This is me and Mom at Dean Gandalf's wedding. Yes, that's his real name. Gandalf. Lord of the Rings. Real cool. And they have a baby. Well, he's not a baby anymore. Just guess what his name is. It's so cool. They were friends of our family and still are. Mom's cute little bobbed hairstyle, which she wore most of her life. She would change it up to suit the decade. She only had it super long during the late 70s and looked just like Arwen in The Lord of the Rings. She did. She was a beauty. Rouges Dance's first company photo shoot. It took 2 hours. We did a lot of acro yoga at the time, and one of my mentors choreographed a very expressive dance for a summer workshop. That's the photo down below you're going to see in a second. It was an honor for me to dance for her since she's seldom choreographed for performances. One of the best contemporary artists I've worked with who mentored me. And that's me. And I'm here doing that. These are my dancers. We'll get back to that again. One of my favorite photos and moments from Red Ribbons with one of my friends at the Moore Park Performing Arts Center. This 50-minute dance piece was the epic flagship that started my dance company. It wasn't 50 minutes long at first, it was just 4 minutes to 1 second long. And we danced to Chevalier de Saint-Graal, Blood of the Horses, something like that. But it was from the Da Vinci Code, you know, that beautiful music, and we danced to that. It's a very short piece of music, but it was just so powerful. And when I was listening to the music, my husband said, "Hey, how about this piece of music? Listen to it." And I listened to it, and it was just like I saw my dance, and it reminded me in some places of like, oh, just dancing light, and it was really beautiful. It always makes me cry. It's very moving. We were angels in the Passion Play. This was There's a word missing. This was the moment before the fog kicked in. It was a gorgeous set design and over 100 cast members. Privileged to be part of a moving production. It really was beautiful. And I did a solo, and one of my dancers, I'm here somewhere. I think this is me. Right here. We have closer shots. And she always wanted to portray an angel, and then I couldn't make it for the opening night, so she had to do my solo. I said, here, whatever you want to do, you see what I do your version of it. And she did her version of it. I heard it was beautiful. It was so sad that I missed it, but I was in my ballet teacher's other production, and I felt torn, and I was like, I really need to be excused. Can I go? Because we thought we were getting paid for this, and I had to show up, and I couldn't. So I'm like, told my dancer, you're gonna have to fill in for me. People missed me, but they covered well enough, so it's fine. So see, it's not always about me. I'm very generous too. This was a site-specific piece my dancer and I did. He's like a family friend. We all kiss him. We all love him. He's a great guy. It was fun to explore the terrain and each other's movements. And then my other dancers below were on this anchor in Santa Barbara. This became one of our most well-known photos when we were first starting out touring. We had quite an ensemble of 7, truly diverse movers, dancers, and actors. We always had a great time. There you go. That's that anchor. You can kind of see it. It's so hard to do this on video, but that's the anchor. My dancers, that's me in the back, and that's me and my other dancer. We do a lot of weird. We're weird. If you can imagine, we're extremely weird. But that's why we have good art. Orlando is another dancer I had. Dancing outdoors has been a staple for the company. We all love nature and tend to be mindful of the environment. You can see natural beauty on our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/user/Red Ribbons Dance. And then I have, like I said, we don't discriminate. We have everybody and every type in our dance company. And we have every age, every shape, every size, as you can tell, because we don't see things like however many else sees things. And, you know, if you look at a real ballet company, I fashioned my modern dance company after how a real ballet company is fashioned. You have people who do the acting and movement type dancing. You have the ones who are premier dancers. You have the leading people, support, the core, and we basically, we did that too. And we just had a great old time. Anyway, there we are. That's Noelle. That's me and a dancer. Me and my other dancer. She's a nice older lady. And, well, I've known these people for a long time. I'm just a small town girl that lives in the big city who has a country girl heart. Yeah, I do. All these photos are taken by Jared Kale, which is our son over here. He goes by Jaden too. He likes the name Jaden. I told him if I had more children and I had a boy, I was going to name one of our children Jaden. And when we played like those computer role-playing games and you have to name your characters, that was one of the names: Ian, Jaden, Jared, Natasha, Sienna. I had my children's names picked out long before even I was married. So, and let's see, Rouges dancers work hard and play hard. We also love each other's company, just hanging around before a performance. I'll show you all these in a second. And then a lot of them do stunts. I can't really do stunts, but a lot of them can. So we all have our expertise and specialty, and I made sure that all of our dancers didn't have the same thing. I like diversity. I don't like everybody looking the same. I like different skin tones, I like different hair colors, I like different eyes, I like different heights, different shapes, sizes, ages, you know, what else? Sexual preferences. I mean, you name it. I like it all. I want to be very diverse, and we are very diverse. And yeah, sometimes it's hard because sometimes we look for people and we're like, you know, I want to fill this role and I envision it with this type of a person, and then we can't find that type of a person. And then sometimes I'll be surprised and it's like, oh, wait a minute, I shouldn't just, you know, have like a mindset of what I want. I have to be open for like anybody or anything to present itself, and because I am that way now. And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't envision that role this way. And then they would bring it to life in a different way. Or say if our dancers don't continue on and we need somebody new, then, you know, that's what I was saying, you know, I try to film that role the same way again, and that might be a mistake because, you know, you can't replace somebody, you really can't. So then we just stopped doing that. It was like, you know, let's see whatever the Lord brings to us. And he always brought, most of the time, really good, talented people. And sometimes it was just a matter of temperament that we would, you know, butt heads or something, and it makes it hard. Or they were people from Q. Then that's a problem, obviously. And, you know, I had to like start from the beginning, my company, like twice already because of that. Showing off the gowns in between our matinee and evening repertoire shows. Oh, this is Fight for Love. We like to lay around and take in the theater atmosphere. Feels good to accomplish some good. So, yeah, we did Fight for Love in a very small community theater in Santa Monica, but this is all me and my dancers goofing around, hanging out. So, yeah, that was a big thing, very big thing for us. And, no, we did well. We did very well. Fight for Love was, again, about being able to love whoever you want without being restricted or having somebody force you or tell you who or what you can love. And it ran through a thread in the background. It was a dystopian society, a Q society. And at that time, I didn't know it was called Q. I knew of something very oppressive, though. And anyway, so there you go. That was Fight for Love. And this, rehearsals are arduous tasks, but my dancers are delights and make it smooth going. We enjoy each other's company during work and play. And these are my two dancers working on their duet from Red Ribbons. The two of them together have immense chemistry, both great motors, and they're really good movers too. And we're all at different levels too of technique. You know, like, see, that's me right there. Can you see that? And that is I'm in demi-plie with a grand battement. You know, so these two can't do that, but that's okay. That's what me and the other dancers are there for to do. To not show off the technique, but to show that we have technique. And they do these beautiful, can you see that? I wish you could see this better. See, that's me up there. Demi-plie, grand battement. And this is Orlando and Carol. And they do beautiful movements. And this is me signing a check. Me signing checks for stipends. We had to work hard to get to the point where we could pay stipends, and our crew, yeah, some of my dancers like, I can't do this for free anymore. And I'm like, okay, I understand. I didn't expect people to keep doing it for free like how I was doing it. I wasn't making any money at all. And, you know, I decided, oh, okay, let me just pay everybody else first. It's fine. I don't mind. And we got to the point where we could do that, and that was our first time that we did that. That's why we took a picture. It's actually kind of monumental. And so then from that point on, we were able to give a little bit. I think we started at like 25 or 35. It wasn't very much, but it was something. So if you look at it this way, and I know it's not good business, but I don't do the dancing and all this to make money. It'd be great if we could, but most companies get grants, and that's how they get supported, and that's how they make money. So I don't mind, like, we'll put $8,000 to $10,000 towards a show, and that's because we have to pay for the space, insurance, we pay everybody, lighting technicians, the dancers, and we're lucky if when everything's all paid that we make $2,000. So we invest $8,000 to $10,000 and we make $2,000 back. So we lost $6,000 to $8,000. So I don't know where people would get the idea that we make so much money. Dance does not. It's sad, but you have to have like the grants and everything. That's really the only way you can do it, because it's so expensive. I mean, the venues is what is way overpriced, and really, it's like when we went back east, how much was that when we rented the Ailey place? Like 25?
Quite a bit.
You know, and it's not bad. I mean, I don't want to sound like a snob or something like that, but when you're paying for it yourself, it's a lot of money, but it's reasonably priced, but yet it's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So I would just not eat as much food, and I would just find ways to I made the costumes so I didn't have to pay somebody. I worked hard. And so, you know, when we had somebody from the Q universe come in and try to tell me what to do or to start trouble, that's why I would get very, very hurt and upset, because it's like, wait a minute, I'm working my butt off. What are you doing? Why are you coming in here to ruin everything? You know? Even if they were or weren't getting paid, depending on when they came into our group. But, you know, once we started getting money and I was able to start rolling things over, you know, it was easier. And then we found another formula, and having people pay for a submission fee to be able to be in our festival, it really helped. So then we were only paying for half, which it lightened the load, so we almost broke even. So the next step I was working on is really trying to get grants to pay for everything, so that way the artists wouldn't have to pay as much. So basically we paid for half of the artist's entry fees. We paid for, you know, we just halved it all the way, and it has started to work better for us financially, a lot better. And then we were able to offer like an award merit thing, and that's the Awakening Award. named after the Awakenings and Beginnings Dance Festival, and I had such great vision for it, and then a competitor basically stole everything that I did, and they got the grant support. So, you know, it's wrong. It is really wrong, but you know, I'm not going to be a bitch about it, but I hope our government gets to the bottom of this and figures out what happened and why we're always treated like this, especially me, because I mean, I've had people like pull me across in a dark room, and it's like, wait, I'm legally blind, you shouldn't really do something like that to me or anybody, you know. And you know, I forgave that person, but they never apologized either, and I could have gotten really hurt. I don't mind helping, but you know, when you start yanking somebody around, it's like, I'm a human being, not your slave. I will help you. Be nice. Anyway, some shots our son took of me. He seems to get the intricacies of my choleric, melancholy personality and captures interesting nuances. And the middle one I love deeply because it was shot in the rain in the freezing cold February air. I jumped outside and got soaked. I often rain dance because it feels so freeing to have water cascade down your body. I am a mermaid. Not like that one, but you know, just having fun. And I noticed I would always swell. You can kind of see it in the picture. I would always swell after I went outside in the rain. I'm like, what is this? And then I'd take a shower, and a couple hours later it would go away. So. Often I step outside and seek solitude from the noise. When this happened, I would think this is a moment in my day when I own myself. I don't have to answer to anyone at that time. And I can still hear my heart beating. It's still there. I'm still breathing. I'm not broken. Excuse me, but my heart may be frozen. I was undoing the damage within. As I travel further along my career, it's a challenge to be able to hear my own voice distinguished from others in the midst of all that I have to do. And, okay, so that's me in the park. Doing a cool leap. I did a switchback. And then me showing off my gams. You can see my arm would swell a little bit there. And that's me. I'm on my point shoes. It's a good way to stretch out your arch so you can have a better point too. Doing it that way. For our 5-year company anniversary showcase at Live Arts LA, it was a mini milestone, and I wanted to honor my long-standing dancers and my mentors, and I gave them little statues. I wish it was the Awakening Award, but it was a cheaper, much cheaper version, and I wished that I had the money then, because we now have these beautiful crystal, pure 100% crystal statue things. They're like a flute. It's really beautiful, and a flute shape, not the instrument, but you know, a flute shape. Like that design is really beautiful, and I had this inscription, and at the time, like, you know, I said we didn't have a lot of money. I make most of the costumes, and the pink one is a favorite. Oh, this is from the Silent Rose piece. It was really a beautiful dance. ADAP Festival 2001 dress rehearsal. Jared Kale, he took the photos. Our ensemble doing Communion, a piece about acceptance no matter what you do, think, practice, not in a religious sense but in a community sense. Begotten, a site-specific duet that we reset on stage. We love working with fabric. It was fun to explore the terrain underneath the fabric. So that's me. Yeah, so nobody would ever say I don't have technique, obviously. You can't just do that without technique. You really have to stretch out your psoas muscle all in here. It's really challenging. That's all of us making shapes and the fabric, stretching it, you know, it's kind of fun. This is ARC. There's a lot of different things. Dance Day Depth Festival. One of my mentor's athletic moves. I was so thrilled when I was finally able to do this. Practice makes better and stronger. This is like a one-handed, not quite a cartwheel. I don't know what you would call it, but it's an inversion. Can you see that? So one of my legs is here, one of my legs is here. And that's one hand on the ground and one hand behind my back. And here, see, technique, voila, almost straight up. And that's just me. Right there. Dancing, dancing, dancing. I love it. Both of these shots are behind the scenes from Entropy. My mom had just died and I was a wreck. The exhaustion from the emotional state of being wore me out. I was on time, professional, knew my choreography. All of it went smoothly and was a delight to be a part of. It was really hard though to get through. That's me just taking a little nap. I was so tired, emotionally drained. And then that's me, mannequins. And the mannequin thing was a theme. Can you see that? And I got to see the finished product, but I never got to see it in a theater, which, you know, I don't know what happened, whatever. And one of my mentors nudged me to give this makeup design a try, you know, for my solo Storm. It was amazing, and she was amazing in guiding me to create this makeup. I love David Bowie, and I'm highly influenced by his artistry and costume and makeup. I'll show you that in a second. And then this was makeup design I did for a piece about the seasons of a relationship. I portrayed winter. So it looked like it was literally about the 4 seasons, but it was actually an analogy for a love relationship. And this was done in, I think, 2009. Yeah, long before the Disney film Frozen came out. You can see some snowflake designs on my cheek that look just like when Anna, another redhead like me, was turning to stone, or to ice actually, right? At the end of the film. Interesting, yes. A lot of our dancers are skilled makeup technicians as well, so let me show you that. That's kind of cool. And that's like thorns. And I put a little cross there. And here, you can see all the snowflake design here, and then the snowflake pattern here, and all the ice. It's actually a pretty cool picture. So, I did all of that because I'm very creative. I would spend hours and hours and hours in my bathroom just doing makeup, like a lot of makeup design and a lot of different things. Like this one time, I just want to say something too. So this one time, I did, like, I put wire in my hair and gold makeup, and I used gold beads on my eyebrows, and I had the wire in my hair spoke out kind of like the sun rays, and then I had little dewdrops, and I had a golden rose, you know, very, very artsy. And then one time I saw this beautiful Harlequin mask. It was all like ebony black, so I didn't have black, I had like a deep, almost black, like a midnight blue color. So it's not quite black. The photos, it looks, you know, but all of this was just, you know, trial and error to see what we would use publicly or not. You know, most of it was just for me, or for my class, because I did dance production, and we had to like take pictures of things that we did at home. Not that we would use them publicly, but you know, I had to fulfill assignment. So I got to draw all over myself. I'm actually pretty good at this. And it was good practice, so if we ever had some of those summer camps for the kids for dance or something like that, even for the adults, I could do some face painting really quick, and I got really good at it. But the one that I'm talking about, it was a Harlequin mask, and it was a full face, and it was black, and then it had gold lips, and then it had a Harlequin mask in copper and gold checkered squares on this part of it. So it was a mask on top of a mask type of thing. It was really beautiful. And then I wore a black lacy top top, and I had gold, like, twine, soutache, something like that, coming out of my hair, and I braided it really intricately, and it looked kind of cool. So yeah, I wish I had like the black, because it would have emulated it perfectly, and I think it would look pretty, the black on gold, or the gold on black with the copper, but you know, I had to settle for what I had, so I had like a midnight blue, not quite black, almost navy, but not quite. Anyway, in the pictures you can see it looks okay. So that was another one that I did that I really liked. Anyway, yeah. So, you know, it's not blackface, okay? I don't know why anybody would even think that, because it was a mask that I saw in a store. I said, oh, I love it. It was beautiful coloring, and yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I didn't do it publicly either. I just, you know, was for fun at home, trying to figure out if I could, you know, improve my skills. But it was really a gorgeous mask, very great artistry. So anyway, I see these things and I try to, you know, copy and emulate them from, you know, like I said, masks. I think I saw it in like a Hallmark store or something like that. And anyway, yeah. So, and plus because it was another artist's work, I didn't want to make that public, but I, you know, just wanted to see if I could do it. And, you know, the artist who originally did it better than I did. But anyway, you know, I got better at my craft of, you know, body painting and all of that. Okay, so these are random, heartfelt moments that evoke a certain emotion. Another lighting technique we use a lot is the silhouette. It's very dramatic. It's a very dramatic statement. This is my Firebird, which has gotten better up until last year and up until the accident. I got to work on it again. I have a psoas injury, which prevents more flexibility, but it's greatly improved. Still working it, but that's my Firebird. Can you see it? It's hard to see. But that's when your back leg goes all the way up in attitude. And I know other people have more flexibility, can do it even better than I am. It's not about who's better. I'm like trying to just do my own thing here, right? But it doesn't suck. It's pretty good. It looks gorgeous. So the video looked really pretty too. And then this other one was taken in the wings during Red Ribbons. In this scene, the father plagues the daughter's memory when he sexually abused her. Its harsh reality never ceased. The daughter has difficulty reaching out to others, but her lover keeps trying to, you know, connect to her. It's the memory of her father raping her that keeps a wedge between her and her lover. Now, let me say something about this too. Here's that picture. We use a lot of chiffon because it lights very beautifully. And that's the bed frame, and that's me and my dancer. And my other dancer here too. But no, it's not, how can I say, it's not about, it's not about me per se, but it's not about me either. There is something called artistic integrity and story integrity, and after a while, what is real doesn't always fit into a 3-act structure. And we, as human beings, have gotten used to seeing a 3-act structure. You don't want to lose your audience and confuse them. So, you can almost see that character as me or my mother. See, my mother was raped by her father. I obviously was not raped by my father. I was raped by my grandfather. So my grandfather and my mom's father was the same person, Frank. He was the one who raped us both. And I'm pretty sure my mom forgave him. And at this point, I'm over it. I'm not making light of it. I'm pretty much over it. I'm like, yeah, it happened. I've had so much worse happen to me. I mean, that's pretty bad. And that might be the worst thing that ever happens for some people. So I'm not making a comparison, but, you know, I'm kind of like things that amount to universal changes and puts forth a remedy to sway things old and new. Without these elements that compound and accumulate, our truths may never be found, and yet somehow they find us if we falter on our quest. The universe beckons us to delve into the vastness of the universal truths and explore. So what does this mean? See that? Oops. Yeah, don't worry, I've got technique. A lot of it. It's just that a lot of our dances is not about the technique. It is about displaying truth and telling a story. And in doing that, sometimes if you just do technique only, you lose the message, at least how I like to deliver it. People who mean a lot to me, my current partner at that time. Oh yeah, my partial eyesight loss made it very challenging to do cours de verre on a Jumbosian. She's also Armenian. I have some Armenian from, I guess it's my grandfather actually. And I adore her. She's a master teacher. She died not too long ago. She keeps me focused. You know, anytime I would get upset over anything that, like if I did the cancer piece and I got upset, she's like, no, you're stronger than that. And I'm like, you're right. And then Carol, my dancer, my friend, she portrays my mom in a lot of the pieces that we do. And obviously my real mother she never lived to see that age. And we worked on this piece right after my mom passed. It's titled Beloved and is a section in the Red Ribbon Saga. And I wasn't going to put it in that, but you know, people said you should think about doing that, so I did. That's me and my partner, me and Anna, and me and my other dance partner. Oh my gosh, all these pictures. But you know, it's good because it documents everything. We love to play with shapes and design. The 2 shots above was from Unity during our performance. That was our 5-year anniversary. And it looked really cool because it was like really, really dark. And we had the lights done just in that right perfect way. And it caught just us, so it looked like we were floating in space when we were on the Marley floor. It was really cool. The top shot looks like a crown, which was intentional. And in studio photo shoot, was the shot below, I was put to the challenge to do something on point without point shoes. Voila. At least I know my toes are working properly. So this is also kind of, not that I was stealing from David Bowie, but like I said, he influenced me a lot. And so there's a homage to him when he's in his black and white striped outfit. It's not quite the same pose, but you know, similar. And here we go. So that's the crown shape. Isn't that cool? And that's me and one of my dancers here. And that's me. You can't really see it, but I don't have any point shoes on. I'm on my tippy toes. Just, you know, one arm down, one arm up. And my hand is flexed like this. So I don't have a lot of balance, but it was fun. These are very shots of my other half, my husband and I, doing tech work for the show. It seems glamorous to people when they think all I do is dance on stage and greet people afterwards. That's a small fraction of it. I work very hard, manually lifting things, running cords, assembling the lights. I don't go home until the floors are swept, the bathrooms are clean, and the equipment loaded out. I wear all hats, whatever it takes to get the job done. We have a great team and crew on board, along with our top board members. It depends who they are at the time. We've had some interesting ones. My husband and I met on the Bob Hope McCallum stage in Palm Desert. We used to dance together, and as you can see in these fun shots, we still have the moves, although he doesn't dance much any longer. He scores the emotionally rich tapestry of music in which we dance to. Music plus dance makes harmonious marriage, and I'm wearing designer dresses and stuff, but there we are right here, and I'm in my tech clothes, black shirt, sweatpants. We're at one of the office stores, and he lifted me up on his shoulder. are. I think it was Costco or something like that. I'm doing arabesque on the shopping cart. He's pushing me. It's like a jousting leg. And then here we are dancing together. I have this gorgeous gown on with midriff, and he's hoisting me up. We have fun. We don't always argue. Oh, these are great. Now Fight for Love had another portion to it, and it's where I have all these horribly negative words written on me, and you know, it goes to show how people label people, and people shouldn't do that. I had been labeled these names. Labels are for clothes, not people. I danced my scars in front of the people who hurt me. It was a powerful statement. They needed to see their words on me. This is exactly what it felt like to bear their words. I was triumphant and overcame. The Silent Rose is also about finding your voice no longer silent. So that's such a powerful moment and movement. And this is me. I have a rose in my mouth, and it's shaped into a heart. You can't really see it too well here, but it's on the back cover too. Can you see that? No, maybe not. Maybe from here, I don't know. But it's a heart shape. We use that as our little icon. But there's no sexual reference to it. It's about speaking love. And yes, you can eat some roses. Though people have taken meanings from things that I've said wrong, and I'm like, you know, that's your problem. But there's no sexual reference in that at all. It's about I was being silenced and still being silenced, and apparently it's this cute group thing that explains a lot, but you know, the heart is I speak love and truth, and the rose blossoming. That's all. Nothing else. If you see something else, then maybe you need to get different eyes, because that's completely innocent what we're doing. My partner and I, we danced to honor one of the dancers that we knew. He had passed on. It was really sad. He was dancing for his grandmother's birthday or something like that. I don't know. It's just horrible though to hear the news. He was a delightful soul that we loved. The whole community, you know. Rouges did a sweet memorial for him during our repertoire show. So many in the community loved him and missed him. Be encouraged and know the fruit of your labor will grow. I just like to take artsy pictures sometimes. That's a Temecula. That's me. Oh, what else? There's so much here. Okay, so we did the T split, Y split. This says Y. It's actually a T. We named this move from our duet Cours de Verre. It's tricky and intense core strength needed. We've let go a couple times when our group slipped. This is not the current dancer. This is when I was first working it out with people who were not like at the same professional level. And you know, it's interesting. It's a beautiful move that we love to do. This piece was first performed in 2010 and choreographed in 2009. Over 18 photographers today have photographed it. This one. It's our trademark. It's on our website. This is actually our logo. And then here's I'm doing I don't know, an arabesque something. I forgot what I was doing exactly. Reaching out. Yeah, the dancers here. So when I do ensemble pieces, what I like to do is most of the time, not all the time, I like to, like this, we had 4 of us, so each one of us got the spotlight, and we shared moments of, like, I tried to find what each dancer did brilliantly, the best, that made their bodies look the best too. And I say, okay, try this, try that. And this was all about positive body affirmation. You can see we have all different races, all different sizes, all different ages represented as much as we could. I mean, I I wanted to have more dancers, but you get what you get sometimes. Snow. Oh, this is one of my favorites. This isn't a small section from Nutcracker. It is a small section from Fight for Love, in which a remnant group fights a dystopian society for the freedom to love whom they choose. See, it's right here. I don't want to hear people say we don't love people. We obviously fight hard, especially me. Its tone and themes stem from the Third Reich, and the snow can be seen as ashes from burning bodies. My husband scored the Celtic-flavored soundscape for this piece. So, this has two meanings. There, I'm doing a penché. Yeah, me and my dancer. You know that from La La Land? We did this before that. I mean, this is not a new move by any means, but we did this before it was put on the La La Land poster and everything like that. And it's like a lot of things that I did started trends, and then we would see them in marketing after we would use them in marketing. I was like, come on. I think what we did was good, and I think what everybody else did was good, but it's just like, can you guys just come up with something original? And that's when we started thinking, where's this coming from? And why is this happening? And then it got more specific, and it got to be verbatim words and verbatim marketing plans. It's like, oh, I know what we're going to do to promote our next dance concert. And then we would see it done as a video for a magazine, and I'm like, they're not even dancers, and they would, you know, they're not a dance company, and they would use dancers, and I'm like, that's my idea. How are they getting this? And then one thing led to another, and we're like, there must be some kind of surveillance going on here that we don't know about. And yeah, like I said, one thing led to another. We finally figured it out. But back to this. So snow, this is not by any means saying that the Third Reich is right. This is what they were fighting against. Remember, wanting to love who we want to love, and the Third Reich basically was the bad rulers, the dystopian society. And snow, you can look at it for the time, which was in the future, but not too distant future. And it's funny that we did this 2015, I think, before all this Q madness happened and all this spraying stuff became so COVID-y, you know. So, you know, I think it's a brilliant piece, and it shows the snow represents what I like to see it as. I know there's a lot of double meaning here, and I didn't intend that because I didn't know. But to me, because of my Jewish Christian heritage background, my faith, snow, it says, washed white as snow, to be clean. Okay, so you can look at that piece as a birth, and it's beautiful. Or you can look at it to mean that there are people being still burned, in a sense, and their bodies and their ashes. Or you can look at it to mean Q, which I didn't realize at the time. This is how I see it now, and I'm not happy about it. It's not what I choreographed it to mean, but snow apparently is the deep freeze, is this crap that's in the air, and it does really bad molecular damage to your body, and it makes it feel like it's freezing, actually. I mean, I feel it in my stomach all the time. So anyway, here you go with this. So yeah, fight for love. It says so right here. Fight for love. So, this is me in that evening gown that I was dressed in, where my husband and I are in the park. That was our anniversary present to each other. These pictures that we did a photo shoot. We were too poor. We couldn't afford anything to give to each other. So I'm like, let's do a photo shoot. And of course we had a fight. But pictures are beautiful. That wasn't that long ago. And we didn't have any money, so I'm like, let's just do something for our anniversary, and we did that. He dressed in a tux, and I dressed in this dress, and we danced. These seatbelts don't let me move very well. And we've had sponsors. We've had a really good time. We love wearing their designs and profusely thank them for their help and support. This is our VIP red carpet gala for the opening night of Awakenings and Beginnings Dance Festival 2016. When working with the designers and my board to figure out which dress would be appropriate, this was the one they decided on. I decided to. I'm not gonna lie, this is an amazing experience, and it does feel good to wear something that's fabulous. You can see all the wonderful companies, photos, and behind the scenes candid shots at facebook.com backslash Rubans Rouge Dance. And there you go. Bam, right there. Midriff. We did the midriff because my abs rocked at the time, and you know, I'm a dancer, so what better to show off your dancer body? It's very appropriate. This is all mesh up here, all beaded work. It's a very heavy top, and then the floor piece, very formal. And some people are like, why are you doing so formal for this little vessel? Because I have a vision. So I start where my vision is and should be, and we keep working up to it. So there's nothing wrong with that. Why not stop being jealous and have fun? Why don't you wear something glamorous too? Excuse me. I wish I bought that, but we didn't have the money. And then a lovely gown that I tried on for the infamous photo shoot with Lois Greenfield. Again, a poor suburban girl like me never dreamed of being donned in something this exquisite. Please don't give up on your dreams. Please don't. I've had to fight, and now I'm realizing, oh, I shouldn't have been a poor suburban girl. I'm not being prideful, but we just found out a lot of information. So, you know, your stars can change, I'm telling you. So, the other dress. Just trying everything on. Excuse me. After the Lois Greenfield shoot, photo shoot, that is, Jay and I decided to take a victorious horse-drawn carriage ride around Central Park in New York City. That was fun beyond fun. We both couldn't believe what had just happened. Hard and ethical work does pay off. It took us a long time to get to this position. That's my son and I. My baby. I just wanted to be able to say that I danced on top of the Empire State Building, so I did it. I did one of my like signature moves. It's not that I own the move, it's just that I do it a lot. Oh wait, what is this? Oh, this is my dancer and I during a prep for a photo shoot for Fight for Love. And if you look on our Twitter account, his head is cut off in the framing of the picture. We have to put it back up there again because I'm like, wait, there's more. I think we just wanted to be able to see the written words on my leg, all broken, and it might have been, it's a very oddly shaped space too. One of the most creative expressions from the entire production. We loved every minute of it. Oh yeah, see? We have all these words written on it. Yeah, positive words. For the promotion of Fight for Love, I have love written on my back, and I have all these positive words instead of like the portion in Fight for Love with this, with negative. So last we left off, I was showing you guys this picture again, and this is how the negatives were written on me, but this had all the positives.
Make sure it's steady. I can't tell if it's gonna...
Oh yeah, I'll fix that. Thank you. That's fine. Totally fine. My son, my Samwise, you know Samwise Gamgee from The Lord of the Rings, he's a big deal support character who helps Frodo keep carrying the burden of the ring so Frodo can end it once and for all, and that's what I'm trying to do on my journey too. So I see him as my Samwise, and this has not been easy for either of us. Sometimes we fought, just like in the movie, in the book too, you know. People are not perfect, and we have emotions, and we have our end, you know, where we just, that's it, we can't do it anymore, and that's okay. And I'm not ashamed to say I'm not perfect. I'm not ashamed to say that, you know, I can only take so much. That's honesty. I'd rather be honest. I'd rather be truthful. I'd rather be true to the situation and myself. So, you know, I'm just saying. So he's my Samwise who carried me every step of the way through my fight for my life, through the battle for my dreams coming true, and then some. Whoa, hello. His hands are so strong, and so is his heart. He has never disappointed me. He dances with me only occasionally in my company. This was a precious duet he and I did titled I'm Still With You. It delves deeply into how he almost lost me, his mother, to cancer. This is the nightmare he would have about losing me. So he obviously didn't lose me, but look at how beautiful that moment is. Can you see that? It's his back, and I'm draped, and he does this turn with me, and he was still pretty young there. So that's not his full height. He was just only a little bit taller than me in that photo. So he's like, I think he's about 6 foot. I don't know. He's pretty tall. I want you to feel the experience. If you feel nothing, you didn't fail or get it wrong. I have failed at my job as a dancer, choreographer, dreamer, communicator. And it's not that I want you to feel any specific way. Any way you feel is good and valid. I just don't want you to leave empty-handed after you've been on a dance drama journey with me and not have been moved at all. Some have misunderstood what I meant by this, so I'm clarifying it. Our Facebook page and website has many videos with us discussing this fascinating concept. We love our audiences. But, you know, Q set up a few times where they put people in there like, I'm so offended. What are you offended at? You know, what about these poor, you know, when we did Red Ribbons, what about the other girls that my character represents that have been raped? What about them? They're offended. You have no right to be offended. But you do have a right to be offended at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, let's give it perspective. What offends you? The fact that we're trying to help people and depicting what happens to people, unfortunately? Or who knows, you know? Then we stood up to them, actually. Yeah, it's just like, at least they felt something. And we said that too. They're like, we're not going to refund you, but I'm glad you felt something. You felt offended? Good, that's valid. But our attorney said you don't have to refund somebody. You told them what it was about. You told them what everything was, and it's properly described, so you don't have to refund them. What does it say? Be free to breathe so that you believe anything is possible. That's me. Pretty cool. Okay, so that's the end of this long picture section. And I looked at other books that had picture sections, and I'm glad I did this because it documents my history, it documents who I am, and that's one of the reasons I did this too, you know? From Cancer to Dancer, the DanceWarrior book series. There's more coming. We have 3 or 4 out now, and you know, more on the way. And I'm going to work with more amazing photographers, some known to you and some not known to you. So like this one, you might not know Tim Agler. We do. Again, we didn't plan this shot. It was perfect. See, warrior angel. My grandmother used to call me Angel. You know, a dance warrior. Feminine. You know, Q is so funny. They were very, how do you say, cliche and hokey, that they can't see warriors as feminine. They see them as, you know, more looking like men and masculine. And I'm like, no, you could be dainty and feminine too. You can be anything. Real life isn't just what they decide to fit in their little category, and they like to put people in categories and then take them out and basically manipulate. They just like to screw around with people's lives. It's sick. It's really sick. So we're trying to stop that. I'm not a part of it, and if anybody tells you differently, they're gonna have to, I don't know, they're gonna have to change their minds, because I'm gonna change their minds. I don't like that. I mean, it disgusts me. It goes against everything that I stand for, obviously, because I wrote about it. So be aware that when you order these books on Amazon, you may not be getting the authentic version. Like when we order them, we're getting what we think everybody else is getting. I'm pretty sure we get the authentic version. I haven't read every single one, because who has time to do that? But we have spot checked it. It's like, okay, is this word here on this page? Okay, is this here? And then, just, like that. But, if you order a book, I don't know what you're getting. Because I'm like, how are people getting leftover copies of this? Because according to our records, nobody's bought our book, online. But yet there are copies being sold and distributed, used. I'm like, what's going on here exactly? And because it's controlled, it was uploaded to CreateSpace first, and then we were told CreateSpace went out of business, and now it's back again. But I mean, who's hosting our book exactly? We know it's on Amazon, but something funny happened. Another Q antic, trying to straw man us, trying to say, no, look, she's like whatever the book says. And it's like, no, look, I'm like what my book says. So we're concerned what's in the books that the public is getting, and if there's two versions, like I said, one version that we get when we order and a version that the public gets when they order. And it's like, what does it say? And then we entered a contest, and I said, no, just Amazon or CreateSpace, just send it to the contest people directly. So I don't know what they actually got now. The book that was sent back to us because we requested it seems right, but we have found out that people in transit have been opening our mail, so anywhere along the line they could have been given the public version, which is not right, and then somewhere along the line in transit coming back to us, either CreateSpace, Amazon, post office, somebody took that book out because they knew it was going to go back to us, and then put the version that we get in, possibly. I don't want to falsely accuse, I don't know, but what's coming through the grapevine to us is that it may very well be. And I'm like, you know what, I'm not okay with that. But I will forgive if Mr. Bezos had anything to do with it. I think he may know something. He needs to help us, and we will forgive, obviously. And he needs to help us, and I'm all for that. So we're fine. I mean, isn't Q our real enemy? All of us, anyway? And how many awful things did Q make people do that didn't want to do? Because people see our videos, they're like, oh my god, this is such a nice girl, what's going on? Yeah, I know. And you know what? It's legal for us to be behind the scenes and blow off steam. It means nothing. It's in private. So you have to say, well, who got this stuff? Who's doing this illegal surveillance? Those are the people that are in trouble. Not me for being human. Because everybody knows I swear like a sailor. And when I get mad, that's what happens. But also to say this, I've never done that to anybody in public. This is true too. So there's that, because they like to straw man everything and say, oh wow, she serves like this and that. Let's do this deep fake thing and make it look like she's doing this in public. And nobody actually has a good representation of my face and my body, of what it looks like. They think they do, but they really don't. I've seen some deep fakes and I'm like, oh god, they don't know what I really look like. They're wrong. And then they try to get these people to play my daughter that I don't have, and I'm like, that doesn't even look like anything that would come out of me, genetically speaking. I'm like, get out of here. So, and like right now, this is not the real shape of my face. See, if I just shift a little bit, all of a sudden it changes again. It's the camera lens. Anyway, okay, so beautifuls and beloveds, on to the next chapter. I'm just going to keep tearing through this. We're almost done. See, look. We're almost done. We're on chapter 9, so I think we only have like 3 or 4 more chapters. This 12 and the conclusion and some inspirational notes. Not many. That was page 176. And this goes to page 299. Almost 300 pages. Look, that's baby ballerina me. That's me doing my boink. Ron Batma. My hips lifted. Not completely over my box. My elbows bent. It's an imperfect picture. But that is what makes it unique. That's all I gotta say about that. Okay, onward.